Churches in the capital, Grand Bahama and Bimini, given the green light to let parishioners back in the sanctuary for worship services today. Desmond Saunders tells us how believers are adjusting to the new COVID-19 protocols.
After several weeks of lockdowns, thousands of Bahamians packed church services today. The move is part of government's plan to jumpstart the economy post-COVID-19. From the break of dawn, churches like the historic St. Agnes Anglican Church opened its doors. Eager worshipers were greeted with new procedures and COVID-19 protocols as part of the new norm. Parish priest of St. Agnes Anglican Church, Archdeacon Keith Cartwright.
First of all, we take the parishioner's temperature. If the temperature is normal, we allow them then to go and sign in with pens that are sanitized. Each one have their pen, and they sign in their name, and they put their telephone contact for contact tracing in case anything happens. Then they sanitize their hands at the door. They pick up their church bulletin, and they are escorted by our ushers to the seats in the sanctuary, where they are 6 feet apart. And then when they come to the time of the greeting of peace, we remain in our places. Normally we would go and shake hands and we would hug or whatever, but that has been put out at this time.
Changes were even made to the church's communion and collection of offerings.
And then when our persons come up for communion, they bring their collection and place it in the one box. Then they come and get their hands sanitized on their way to the altar rail to receive communion in their hands. No wine at this time. And after they have completed church, on their way out, they sanitize their hands again. And they go straight home. There's no gathering of persons in the churchyard.
Archdeacon Cartwright says the new procedures were a big adjustment for his parishioners.
A lot of our parishioners here are of the old school, and many of them are over 65. And so we've had to say to them, please do not come. If you're over 65, if those over 65 come, we don't put them out, but we say, please do not come. And we say to those persons who have health issues, hypertension, asthmatic persons, persons who may have some other issues, please stay home. Children 2 years of age and younger, because we may not be able to control them in the sanctuary at this time, we ask them to remain at home.
Bahamians from all ages now reclaiming their regular weekly tradition in the midst of a global crisis. Desmond Saunders, ZNS Network News.
Well, over at Infinite Works Church on Wolf Road, there were about 30 worshipers also adhering to social distancing protocols, seating arrangements 6 feet apart. Members entering the church were required to wear masks and sanitize their hands. The church's senior pastor is Bishop Trezor Raming.
One of the things that I've said to myself and been sharing with our leaders and members is one of the best ways to get into the adjustment is to get into the adjustment. And so this is one of the things that we're doing, paying attention to what's going on in the nation, as well as wanting to make sure that we are doing our part to demonstrate. And so that's what we have set in place inside of the ministry. I'll also say that it's been helpful to see other persons broadcasting and sharing their ideas and what they're doing.
Well, we also visited Living Waters Kingdom Ministries on Warren Street in Oaksville. Associate Pastor Basil Johnson says his church accommodated close to 400 congregants following the COVID-19 protocols put in place by the government.
Months now, but the church doors has been closed to the general public, but we still were here in our distribution of food items for persons in the community and our partners. And so we're so excited this morning to be back in the house of the Lord. We had 2 services. We have a disabled parking as well, but we also have the spacing. We have transformed our sanctuary to make sure that we accommodate and stay in line to adhere to all of the emergencies, order, protocols are in place.
Well, in other news, domestic travel set to resume tomorrow at Grand Bahamas International Airport. Hours of operation will be between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. daily. Various protocols have been put in place to minimize and mitigate against the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Such protocols include enhanced cleaning and sanitization along with physical distancing. Additionally, employees are being trained on newly enhanced protocols adhering to the safety guidelines of the Ministry of Health.